I want you to understand something. Leave it. Leave it. Listen to me.
Simon and Robin, a married couple, move from Chicago to Los Angeles after Simon gets a new job. While they're out shopping for things for their home, Simon runs into an old classmate named Gordo. The meeting is polite, but nothing special.
Wow, buddy, I did not recognize you.
Still, Gordo ends up overhearing Simon's new address while standing behind him during the payment. After that, they go their separate ways, and Simon doesn't think much of it. But soon, Gordo starts showing up at their house uninvited and even begins sending them gifts. The first one is an expensive bottle of wine, which leaves Robin confused about how he got their address. Later, Gordo returns to the house again, offering help with the plumber and giving their maid a ride. Robin, trying to be polite, invites him in and shows him around. As it gets late, she asks him to stay for dinner. During the meal, Gordo mentions that he works for a company that deals with sensitive client data.
Yeah, security for large corporations.
Before leaving, he invites them to visit his place sometime. Simon finds it strange that Gordo keeps showing up without warning. Things become more uncomfortable when Gordo brings fish for their pond. Robin suggests thanking him, but Simon is irritated and sends the fish back with a note that calls him Weirdo, a nickname Gordo was bullied with in school. Simon decides it's time to set boundaries. Before confronting Gordo, he notices a tattoo on his back that reads Gordo during another unannounced visit. That evening, Simon and Robin visit Gordo's house and are surprised to see how fancy it looks.
Hi. Oh.
However, during dinner, Gordo suddenly gets a call and leaves them alone in the house. Feeling uneasy, Simon and Robin start looking around. They think Gordo might be hiding something, maybe a child or a secret past. Simon starts to believe Gordo has feelings for Robin, especially since he always shows up when Simon's not around. He even jokes about him behind his back. When Gordo returns, Simon finally tells him to stay out of their lives and focus on fixing his own problems.
Left. The work thing. All of this?
The next day, Robin discovers their fish are dead and their dog has gone missing. Simon immediately suspects Gordo and rushes to the house they visited earlier, but he's shocked to learn that Gordo doesn't actually live there. The place belongs to his boss, and Gordo is just the driver. That's how he had access through the back entrance and spare keys. On top of that, Simon finds out Gordo made up the story about being married. Because of all this, Gordo loses his job and Simon files a police report. But since there's no proof, the police can't do anything. As days go by, Robin starts feeling strange in the house. She hears sounds, footsteps, and begins to sense someone else might be there. She tries to ignore it, thinking maybe she's just stressed. But the fear grows stronger. Overwhelmed and unable to sleep, she secretly takes sleeping pills from a friend's house to calm herself down. One evening, their missing dog suddenly returns. The next morning, Robin notices a letter at the door. It's from Gordo. In it, he apologizes for everything and says he wants to let the past go. He adds a short line that sticks with her: "Let bygones be bygones." While the message sounds peaceful, Robin begins to feel uneasy. She keeps wondering what past Gordo is even talking about. The words keep circling in her mind. When she asks Simon, he brushes it off and denies there's anything to worry about. Even so, Robin can't shake the feeling that something's being hidden. Her thoughts turn restless, and her sleep is filled with strange dreams that make her even more paranoid. Days pass, and things seem normal on the outside, but Robin suddenly collapses while working. The next morning, Simon finds her sleeping pills and tells her it's all in her head, the stress, the fear. It's the medicine causing it. He suggests they both move on from everything. Robin, emotionally exhausted, agrees. Meanwhile, Simon's work life is improving. His projects are going well, and his boss hints at a promotion. Besides, he feels guilty and stops responding. If 2 hours to sleep, it's more than half a block, but there's one issue holding him back: someone named Danny McDonald. At first, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but this name will come up again in a much bigger way. Later, Robin finds out she's pregnant. While shopping one day, she sees Gordo across the street. He walks away before she can say anything. During her baby shower, Simon's sister lets slip something that changes everything. Years ago, Simon spread a terrible lie at school that ruined Gordo's life. This makes Robin even more curious. She wants to understand exactly what Simon did to Gordo back then. So she digs deeper into Simon's past and manages to track down Greg, Simon's old school friend. Greg tells her the full story. Simon had made up a rumor that Gordo had been abused by a man, just to embarrass him. That lie spread so fast, even Gordo's father believed it and tried to kill his own son. Gordo's life was shattered, and he never recovered. Now, Robin sees Simon differently. She checks his office and finds documents showing he secretly looked up Gordo's address and personal details.
Put your mind at ease.
She also finds something else, a file about Danny McDonald. At the time, she doesn't think much of it, but later that file becomes very important. After all this, Robin tells Simon that if he truly wants to make things right, he needs to give Gordo a real apology. Simon agrees, but treats it like a chore. He visits Gordo, says a quick sorry, and tries to move on. But Gordo sees right through him and refuses to accept the fake apology. Simon loses control, gets angry, and threatens Gordo to stay away. Later, when Simon returns home, he lies to Robin, saying Gordo forgave him. For a while, life appears to return to normal. Simon finally gets promoted and hosts a party at home to celebrate. But during the party, Danny McDonald shows up and throws a rock at their window, bringing everything to a stop. He's quickly taken aside, but not before he reveals the truth. Simon had created false reports about him just to remove him from the company and take his position. This was the same file Robin had once found but ignored. Now everything adds up. Everyone at the party hears what Danny says, and Robin realizes how far Simon is willing to go just to win. Before the situation can calm down, Robin goes into labor and is rushed to the hospital. She gives birth to a baby boy. Around the same time, Simon gets a call. He's been fired for what he did to Danny. Robin decides she's done and tells him she wants to separate. Completely shaken, Simon returns home alone. Soon after, he finds a strange gift box left outside his door. Inside, there are 3 mysterious items. The first thing Simon finds in the box is a house key. At first, he doesn't think much of it, until he realizes it matches the spare key to his own home. That one detail hits hard. It means Gordo had access the whole time and could come and go without anyone noticing. Then comes the second item, an audio CD. When Simon plays it, he hears his own voice from that dinner night, mocking and insulting Gordo. The audio proves Gordo was there, secretly recording them. And finally, the third item is a video file. What Simon sees leaves him frozen. The footage is from inside his home, captured without their knowledge. It shows Gordo entering while Simon's away. Robin is unconscious on the couch, and Gordo is in the frame wearing a monkey mask, something Simon fears, while mixing something into a drink. That moment confirms Robin's feelings weren't just in her head. Something had really been happening behind the scenes. The video cuts off before anything else is shown, but it leaves one horrible question hanging. What did Gordo actually do after that? The fact that Robin was unconscious and the drink was tampered with makes everything worse. Simon now finds himself drowning in doubt. Was his wife assaulted? Is the baby even his? He can't find peace, and nothing feels real anymore. Later, Gordo shows up at the hospital with flowers and has a short, polite chat with Robin, but what he says makes her even angrier with Simon. After Gordo leaves, he and Simon spot each other from across the parking lot. Simon starts walking toward him, but before he can say anything, Gordo disappears into the crowd, like he was never there. That same evening, Simon gets a call from Gordo. On the phone, Gordo brings up their school days again. He reminds Simon that the lie he started back then could have been stopped, but he chose not to. Now, Gordo says, it's Simon's turn to live with something that may not be true, but will haunt him just the same. Simon begs for clarity, but Gordo refuses to give him a straight answer. He leaves him stuck in a loop of confusion. Did he touch Robin or not? Is the child Simon's or Gordo's? That uncertainty becomes Simon's punishment. It's not just guilt, it's a lifetime of doubt that he can never escape.